All right. Take one.
Are we on?
I hope so. I hit the button and I'm seeing the little flashy things.
All right. No. We're just, I don't know, take something or another. We are, what?
We are live here at the Mead Hall for Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast, episode number 4, motherfuckers.
So we finally get it out. All right. Talking about issues of the day. He's obviously, Brandon, I'm obviously, I don't know why I say obviously, because people don't know us. They're like, fucking, who are these two idiots? But so we talk about basically 3 issues and a variety of other crap on the show. But the first thing is Mead. We always talk about Mead first. We have 2 batches that we're trying to get bottled before the end of 2016.
Mighty Troublemaker and our vanilla batch, not literally, our batch number 1.
And we're going to bottle both of them before the end of 2016, one way or the other, come blood, shit, or mud. And it's going to get done. I mean, we still do have a bunch of the Holly King. And by the way, thanks to all the folks, the contributors, our friends that have supported us throughout. And those have been moving along a little slower than I thought, but that's okay. It's a good mead. It's a very holiday mead. You're not going to be wanting to drink this stuff in April.
Has the good doctor gotten a bottle?
Yes, he did.
Awesome.
Yes, he did. We have a couple of other folks. Actually, my friend Kathy over in Lubbock bought a bottle. Bobby got a bottle because of the fact he did the artwork on the label. And by the way, if you're just looking for some just cool as hell because the label looks great, you don't like mead, force that shit off on your neighbors and keep a bottle around because it looks great. I got
that shit up and make a poster out of it.
I got to give kudos to Bobby. That guy's actually got some skills.
Don't do that. He'll never leave us alone now.
Okay, that's true. Okay,
Bobby, you're terrible.
Let's move along. Okay, so those are the 2 batches that we have.
Just kidding, Bobby.
Troublemaker, the spiced batch, and the batch 1, which is just a straight mead. So those are coming along. We have plans for 2017, but we don't have any batches underway. So
no, I think we'll have enough to make it through the winter.
Sure.
And begin strategizing for 2017.
Yeah, I think I mentioned last week we're going to do probably an orange and vanilla bean, probably.
I think that's a route to take.
We'll see. There's some different ideas. Obviously, we are probably going to do our let's face facts. The main 2 batches we have are our Long Ships batch, which is kind of a straight mead with a French oak in it.
Troublemaker.
And Troublemaker, which is your spiced mead. So those are our main 2, and then plus a batch 1 whenever we just take a whimsy for trying to integrate somebody into mead.
I think I'd also put Green Man in that.
But I think that's going to be seasonal, though. I think we'll do that every summer.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll probably do the apple again, unless we can get our hands on some,
Well, it didn't sell well, and people are telling us, hey, we want a really nice sweet mead, and all the stuff you have tastes like meat.
Which is not a bad thing, people. Let me tell you right now.
But put your money where your mouth is when you say that, hey, I prefer a sweet mead, because when we put out a sweet mead, we've still got Sacred Tree on hand, and that was our apple batch. So I'm probably going to look into also probably in 2017 probably a Pyment batch and
grape.
Yeah, it's mead meets grapes, kind of. And what it is that really it is mead in the truest sense of the form, that we do it with the yeast, the honey, and the water, and probably midway through the primary fermentation, when things start to slow down just a bit, then that's when we go and add some smashed grapes into it, and then we rack it off, put it into secondary, and then that's when we add whole grapes and let it take a long process of breaking down. The thing is, again, it's a fruit, so it's going to be a messy batch.
Right.
So, but I mean, those are some ideas we're just kind of spitballing right now for 2017.
Well, for anyone that's had our mead in the past, they know that we don't do mead like other folk do. We really think outside of the box.
Yeah. I mean, in some degrees, I'd even
green chili mead never happened in nowhere but right here.
No,
guaranteed.
I'm sure some hippie will open some meadery in Santa Fe.
Well, doing it is one thing, but pulling it off and doing it right, that's a whole other creature right there.
Yeah, that's true. So that's kind of our meadery update for the week. I mean, that's it's full oars ahead. So metal.
Well, I've got here the Loudwire top 20 best metal albums of the year.
Oh my God, we're going to talk about all 20?
No. Because other than Dystopia, Megadeth coming in at number 12, it's a bunch of bands that either I've never heard of or care not about.
Okay.
But number 9, Anthrax, who I didn't even realize put out a new album this year. Number 9 for All Kings. Now, I really enjoy me some Scott Ian and Anthrax.
Sure.
Company. I'm not very familiar with this new one. I'm probably going to check it out now that I'm aware of it. And I'm sure it's all right. Number 8, Avenged Sevenfold.
It's kind of like some really angry young men, right?
Well, I don't know if they're young. It seems like these bands that reach out to those kids are like fucking 40 years old.
Really? All right. So I'm in my prime right now.
And apparently it was an album that they're like, here guys, we didn't mention this album at all, but it's here and it's ready and we're going to sell it to you like tomorrow.
All right.
So kudos to them on their presentation being like, psych, we were working and here's the album. Enjoy.
There you go. Good.
Number 7, Fates Warning, Theories of Flight. Odd, vaguely familiar with Fates Warning.
Wow. Okay.
I
think I recall. God, they had one. I want to say 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not very familiar with them.
Yeah, and I was only mildly familiar with them then. No, so I'm this one I'm completely. See, everybody's going to listen to this and go, these assholes don't know. Well, see,
now we're going to start hitting some bands that we're aware of. Number 6, Opeth the Sorceress.
Okay,
I agree with that. I think it was a great album, but again, Opeth has always been a band since about 2004 that they just suddenly went, look, we're just going to do whatever the fuck we're going to do.
Yeah,
what we want, and if you want that growly shit, we'll come to the live shows. We'll do a couple, but this is who we are now. Deal.
Right. No, they went full on prog rock with Pale Communion, and actually before that
it happened. It happened in the double album Damnation Deliverance.
So
that's when it really started.
So they're making the metal album of the year, number 6, and they're prog rock. So okay. Fair enough. See, that's a nice thing. You can break in as a metal band at any point in time. Then you can evolve into something else, and you're still going to be
because of their past cred. It's because of what they've done in the past.
See, that's it.
Number 5, Metallica, Hardwired Self-Destruct.
Which is bullshit. That'd be my number 1 for the year.
Yeah, we need to do like a top 5 sometime. Because, I mean, these lists are great. They're a great, measuring stick. But at 5, I disagree with that too.
At 5, that, and maybe it's just because it's so new. And I understand. Look, if you're, I don't know, we've talked about the different fan bases that Metallica really has and embraces. Maybe it's some cat that just really it didn't kind of hit him in the right spot initially, which I would say.
I was one of those cats. It took me about a solid week for it to finally grow on me, and I really enjoy it now.
Yeah. No, I mean, at first listen, and I'm not a big Metallica guy. At first listen, I went, wow, this is amazing. So. I mean, if you're a big fan of Ride the Lightning, and if you're a big fan of the stuff that was on the Black album, very little beyond that. I mean, they assuaged all their fan base with that. But all right, so what have we got for?
Well, this album is a little better. One of your favorite bands, Gojira, Magma.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't peek.
I don't have as much of the disdain for Gojira as Kevin does, but I think number 4 is very, very. Very nice. Being very kind to them.
A big present for 2016. They're problematic because everything sounds like it's mapped out. It sounds very very factory made.
If my buddy Ruben listens to this podcast, he's going to hate our guts for
that's okay. Ruben hates us for a lot of other reasons.
So. True. Potentially skin color, but whatever.
Number 3.
Number 3. I believe this is your second favorite band, and a band somebody wanted you to talk about, Meshuggah, The Violent Sleep of Reason.
Okay, so our good friend Patrick, who by the way we're going to mention again later in the podcast, I don't know how he's getting all this top billing, but wanted us to talk about Meshuggah because he's a huge fan of the new record this year. It's sitting at number 3 on this particular list. And by the way, and who is it that cranked out this list? Did we make that?
Loudwire.
Okay, Loudwire. Okay, well, here's the thing, though, is that Brandon is a little more knowledgeable on Meshuggah than I am.
Well, because my teenage years are only about 13 years behind me, so I keep up with stuff like this. I don't keep up with it faithfully, but I did when I was a wee one.
But you'd say that they're what? They're
Degent metal one of the pioneers of degen metal.
Okay.
Like, the band Periphery.
Right.
Basically like that, only the pioneers of it.
So really, the complaints are limited probably. Would you say that they're a safe metal band? And the fact that...
Absolutely not.
Okay. So, and why not?
Well, because it's a type band. Either you really dig their shit or you just can't stand them. It's either you hear the fucking art in the music or you hear nothing but noise. And it's a very, very thin line between the two.
So they can really, really push the limits, kind of, as a lot of other acts that did come out at the same time.
Yeah, and they've been around for quite a while. I mean, I would say longer than 15 years at the very minimum.
Okay.
So,
well,
but it's one of those bands. Either you like them or you don't.
Well, if they're hitting a number 3 on the list, it might be worth checking out. Who we got at number 2?
We'll get a little drunker and we'll listen to them. Patrick, full review next week. You have my word as a human man. Number 2. Now these guys, Dillinger Escape Plan. I'm not a fan. Very. I guess I'm too old, too loud. I'm too old.
Angsty, yeah.
Very angry music.
Yeah.
They beat the shit out of each other on stage, from what I've seen on the YouTube.
Are they more metalcore? No.
Yeah, with a little speed in there.
Yeah. No. That's I don't know. Somebody put together this list is obviously a fan.
And it's also, but probably because it's the last album they're making.
Now, a lot of you might wonder why we're looking at this particular list, because it suits Brandon's needs.
It does, and it validates my thoughts on this album. Number 1, Devin Townsend Project, Transcendence. I'm probably super biased, but I agree. This fucking album is his best album he's ever made.
And he's had some really, really good ones before.
Well, but the thing is, they're all so drastically different.
Okay.
There is no 2 albums that are the same.
We'll have to listen to this one, because the last one I thought it kind of bordered on prog, but it was really...
It was prog, poppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That was on purpose.
Okay.
He is a sucker for poppy like hooks.
Yeah.
Just putting them through a little bit of dirt and
kind of radio friendly almost in some ways.
It was kind of what he was aiming for with that particular album.
So now we have a new album and everything has changed.
Yes, this one is like, because he makes albums based on where he is in his life.
Okay.
And right now, this is one of just everything kind of coming together, and everything he's done up to this point coming to this one fucking album. And it's a fucking work of art, in my opinion. Right. Enough for me to spend $20 on your fucking web store, Heavy Debbie Records on eBay.
So there you go. Check it out. Devin Townsend sitting number 1 on Loudwire's top 20 list.
Rick Dees would approve.
All right, we've been working on some stuff ourselves. Our band, Season of Woe.
Yes, working on a little bit of knocking the dust off, getting back into the recording grind.
As somebody said, hey, it was great you guys did an Alice in Chains cover like 8 months ago.
Oh my God, it's been a while, man.
And which does make me feel like an asshole. It's like, yeah, we have the means to probably crank out something every month or so, and we should. But life gets in the way. But hey, take heart, rejoice, be happy for the seasons, because
drink hearty.
Season of Woe is going to be cranking out a cover song probably here. Man, I'm hoping within a week, by the end of the year, by December 31st.
Yeah, if it's not, hopefully it's out before I go to Vegas.
Yeah, well, because frankly, if it's not done by December 31st, well, you're not going to see it until January.
And really, that's birth week for me, so
yeah.
You might be able to hear in the cover when I'm actually celebrating birth week to like now when I wasn't.
So, well, the handy thing is, so tonight we lay down drum tracks, we lay down keyboard tracks. Now we need to lay down some rhythm guitar, vocal, harmony vocal, lead, and whatever we need to tweak at the end of that. So, but I think it's going to be straightforward. I think it's going to be like basically 7 layers. So,
I think it's going to be a right proper jam.
So anyway, so stand by, and I know some of you are saying, so you're going to tell us what you're doing a cover of? No. MMA.
Oh, boy. Well, we got a card tomorrow night. Paige Van Zandt, Michelle Watterson. UFC on Fox.
Why is that the top?
Because Paige Van Zandt's a hell of a dancer, man.
Yeah.
She's on the ESPN.
So she's
cute as a button.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
Apparently, she had to disrobe at the weigh-in yesterday.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, she's a big fat fatty. Can't even make one.
No.
115.
Well, okay.
Sorry, I got to think about Paige
yeah,
Van
like,
Zandt
well,
at weigh-ins and brain fart.
Visuals. All right, Sage Northcutt, who frankly Brandon had once upon a time said, "This is what we need to do. We need to breed these two and make the perfect fighter."
And there are people on the internet that have said that, and I agree with them 100%.
So he's fighting some. He's fighting. Yeah, it's a tough fight.
And I don't think so. Mickey Gall, based off hype, is a tough fight. Based off skill, I think Sage Northcutt's going to cut him apart at a distance. Mickey Gall has beaten CM Punk and 2 other people that he had to beat to get to CM Punk. I think he's getting thrown against someone, especially after that loss, man. Sage fought a completely different fight when he came back.
Sure.
Which is great to see because even getting that first loss out of your way when he's only 19.
Right.
That's what people say. That getting that out of the way so fast, now all he's got to do is just worry about getting better. If he gets beat again, it's not going to be as big a setback.
We have the goodbye tour for Uriah Faber.
Which, by the way, Sage Northcutt, fucking TKO, second round.
Yeah. All right. So Uriah Faber fighting the last time, walking into the octagon one final time.
Although we've come to the end of the road.
Brandon's breaking out some.
That's all you're getting. YouTube
might
might block it.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Because it was so goddamn accurate
on the balls of that song.
That's right. Hey man, right. 6th grade graduation changed my life.
So what do you got?
Oh, I think. Oh God, the thing is, both these guys.
Uriah Faber
after this fight, they might both be done, win or lose. I mean, we know Uriah Faber win or lose is done. I think Brad Pickett is pretty close to being done as well.
Yeah, we thought he'd probably already be cut by now, yeah?
I think they both go after this fight. Unless Pickett wins, then I might buy him some time. But I think Faber, especially with it being a 3-round fight, he's going to grind out a decision win.
Sure.
And go fare thee well.
All right, well, that one's going to be on Fox. All you cheap bastards get a free show.
And we also got, let's see, looking down the list, and at least the main event, I think I didn't like how Paige Van Zandt looked in the last fight.
No.
She tried some weird kickboxing things. Didn't seem to work out very well for her.
Right. And she has a tendency to, well, and she did because she'd lost, was it the last fight? I guess, yeah, she hadn't had a fight since her loss, right?
Well, it was Calderwood, I think she fought. Joanne.
No, she didn't have the answers on that one. So what can you do? Look down the rest of the card. Alan Jouban is fighting Mike Perry. I like Jouban on that one.
Eddie Wineland's fighting a guy who fought Barao. Was it Barao? Barao or Aldo? But again, a name. There are a couple names on here that focus because this is a Fox card.
Yeah, I mean Brian Barberina's on this card, and I know Cole Miller.
She lost to Rose.
Okay,
she lost to Rose Namajunas.
You got Moontasri, rather.
We got John Moonsaro.
Yeah, Moontasri, who's always looked great in pretty much every outing he's had. I think he had one setback not too long ago. Yeah, you said Wineland and Mizugaki. That's fine. I mean, it's a serviceable card. It's Fox,
and I think that Wineland Mizugaki fight's going to be the Fight Pass prelim main event.
Probably so. All right, we need to move on to the really important shit, though. And that would have to be UFC 207 coming up to close out the year, December 30th. Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes. We're looking forward to that one. Because it's also got Dominic Cruz and Cody Garbrandt on that one.
I think I'm looking forward to that fight a little more.
On Garbrandt and Cruz?
Yeah.
What's that? Is there something that occurred?
I think it's a great matchup, and it's really going to make Dominic Cruz work to keep that belt.
Sure.
Because Cody Garbrandt's coming out to take that thing in 5 minutes or less, or it's free.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Well, he's 10-0, and that guy's the real deal so far. So if Dominic Cruz can set him back, well, that's a whole different thing. But we might have a new bantamweight champ.
And how many times have people gotten title shots just based off being a goddamn monster? Rumble.
Yeah.
After the Gustafson fight.
Sure.
I mean, he was already pretty high ranked. Garbrandt wasn't even ranked.
Yeah, no, Garbrandt's coming in. I'd be worried if I was Dominic Cruz.
Yeah,
and then you got the Hall of Champions coming. You got Fabricio Verdum against Cain Velasquez and T.J. Dillashaw against John Lineker, which that one might be a show stealer in many, many ways.
Possibly a title eliminator as well.
I think it absolutely is.
Dillashaw is due after this Cruz Garbrandt fight.
If he can put away Lineker, then he damn sure deserves the
and
fight.
with them fighting on the same card, I think it would set up as long as neither of them get too fucked up,
right?
A title fight within 3 to 4 months.
Johnny Hendricks, Neil Magny
at 185.
Well, we're never going to see Hendricks again at 170.
No,
nor should we. You got Dong Hyun Kim against Trek Safadine, and Safadine has just been, I mean, for a European fighter, and oftentimes I think they're a little soft on some of the striking, that guy's a beast. You got Mike Pyle, Alex Garcia, Lou
Smoka. Alex Cowboy.
Yeah, yes. And let's see if Alex Oliveira comes in, whatever he was. What was he the last time? He was overweight in the last card.
By like a solid, I think it was more than 5 pounds.
Well, actually, we're thinking of the other one, the lightweight version, Oliveira. But no, this guy still was. He was still like 5 pounds, though.
Yeah.
And then he had the nerve to like talk some shit after the fight was over. When he got the win, I don't know, it was aggravating. Other than that, but it's going to be a good card. Looking ahead, and that's by the way going to be December 30th. Coming up in the new year, January 15th, will be a fight night. Rodriguez and Penn. Make me care. Here's the big one. Shevchenko and Peña's fighting in Denver, Colorado, January 28th. Now, Brandon and I have a tendency of sitting around and drinking more than we probably should and laying out more things that we probably want to do than probably what we would have the ability to do. But what we want to do is go see...
We dream big, people.
We want to see Donald Cerrone and Jorge Masvidal in person in Denver. We could pull it off, but
I don't know, man. It depends on how good the Vegas vacay goes. I might be tapped.
Well, that's probably true. Yeah, but that one's coming up January 28th. That's one we could maybe make. That's like 7.5 hour drive, but that's over the course of a weekend. So I don't know. You got a fight night coming up on February 4th, Bermudez and the Korean Zombie, and then a Brooklyn fight February 11th. UFC is going to roll out all their top talent for that. Now, here's the one I wanted to bring up because I said we were going to mention our friend Patrick twice. Halifax, Canada. Coming up, they're in the Nova Scotia. February 19th is going to be Junior Dos Santos and Stefan Struve, which I already like Junior's chances, I think, in that fight.
Well, Struve looked pretty good. He's looked pretty good ever since Mark Hunt broke his jaw.
Yeah, he's kind of learned to keep those hands up a little bit, which he really shouldn't have to because he has to keep them in an oblique angle to those smaller than himself.
But he's worn a lot of damage to that dome over time, and Junior Dos Santos in that first round is a dangerous man.
Yeah. All right, well, fun stuff coming up. I mean, the UFC, say what you will. I mean, I like the Fertittas when they were running the organization. I like the new folks because they haven't steered us wrong yet.
Hey. Well, I'd like to know who we're going to get for the Joe Rogan's other guy for next year.
Oh,
Goldberg gone.
Really?
They're getting rid of Goldberg.
Has that been confirmed?
All but. I think even Dana White said it.
Well, who would they bring up?
They haven't. Let's see. They talked about Mauro Ranallo, who's currently doing pro wrestling commentary.
Right.
Squandering his talents over there.
Sure.
Boss. His
Boss
name
Rudy?
been brought up, and I shit you not.
Let's make that happen.
You want to make fucking money hand over foot on pay-per-views just based off the folks you have to listen to?
Which I think is hand
Boss and Joe. What more you need?
Yeah.
And because Boss is a great technical, I mean, they're both great technical guys. They'd both be doing technical and color. They'd be doing play-by-play and color at the same time, both of them.
Yeah.
And it'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, hand over fist, Ricky, by the way.
I mean, if you want just someone to, like, be loud, then, like, get Mauro Ranallo because...
Yeah. No,
and he's done it, he'd be good. But I think Boss Rutan would be fucking amazing. Just for like, maybe pay-per-views.
As long as it's not, what's his name that does the fights out of country where Goldberg doesn't go?
Anik?
Yeah, John. I have no problem with John Anik,
no
but
pay-per-view.
I don't think he would be a good fit with Joe Rogan. So
I don't think he'd be a good fit on pay-per-view.
No. All right. Well, let's wrap this shit up. It's 24 minutes already in. 25. We got beers to drink.
That's right. And tweets to tweet.
Tweets to tweet.
I've been saying that. I don't know why.
I don't know. You're not even on Twitter anymore. Season of Woe had the last tweet like back
Season
in
of
June.
Woe. Just cobwebs. Does this poll still work?
All right. Well, hell, that's it. Next week we'll
Chris,
be
Crimbus episode.
Yeah, we'll bring you an Eve of Christmas Eve episode, and we'll try to bring something to the table to maybe a few yucks. Who knows?
Well, we'll certainly bring the laughs. All you got to do is show up.
But anyway, we appreciate the hell out of you folks listening. I know there's only like 8 or 9 of you, but this thing's going to blow up here pretty soon.
Being on the ground floor of greatness. Hopefully we go up.
All right, shit. Have a great week, everybody. And one last final little work week heading into the holidays, and get your grind underway. And hey, we're down to just a few more days left in this year, and a chance to relax. Look forward to 2017.
Indeed.
All right. Shit, that's it for the Mead and MMA and Mead Metal and MMA podcast. See, I'm messing it up
there
now.
you go. Yeah, we need to take two. Take two.
Oh, let's go back and do it all from the start. Mead Metal and MMA podcast. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Good night, friends.